Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty and the Frizz. My name is Cara. Whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for another one today. I have a fun video because I am going to be playing with the Ketracel White Multi-Use Palette from Adept Cosmetics. So if that sounds good to you, keep watching this video. Let me know what you think. And if makeup is your therapy and your love, if it makes you happy and you want to hang out with someone that feels the same way, definitely consider joining the community. You know I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. So first of all, how are you? Whatever day you are watching this video, I hope you are doing well. I hope you're doing fantastic. And if not, I do hope that this video will give you a little bit of chit chat and escape. I'll be doing some chatting while I'm doing these looks, and you know, hopefully it will get you in some good spirits if you are not having a great start to the week. Woo! All right, so Ketracel White. This was sneak peeked some months back from Adept Cosmetics, which is an indie brand that I really do enjoy. And you know, I'm always like, what is Ketracel White? But I believe this is a Star Wars term. I had looked it up and now I forgot. But I think it's something that certain characters would drink. I cannot remember. Correct me. Let me know in the comments. Y'all are always really good with letting me know. Like, there's always somebody that can speak to something that I can't speak to. And I do know that the owner of Adept is a huge like sci-fi fan. So anytime she comes out with something, I always look it up. Like, what's this? What's anhydrine? What's that? You know, so that's the background to this. Now, this is a limited edition. It says highlighter palette, but it's a multi-use palette. It's $68. It's cruelty-free and vegan, and it has a shelf life of 24 months. There are a bunch of codes for Adept. She even has the codes on her website, so save 10% anytime you buy it from Adept. This palette was made by Adept Cosmetics in their lab in Hong Kong, China. Yes. I don't speak much Spanish, but I need you to go ahead and take that medicine. Now I'm gonna read some product facts because I think the product facts in this palette are very important to read, because based on some of the ingredients, it may or may not work with like the type of skin that you have. From the website, it says designed for the face but safe for eye use. This is the ugliest palette we've ever made until you swatch it and wear it. Featuring 2 creamy blendable iridescent highlighters and 2 smooth powder iridescent highlighters with 0 white cast. The base is translucent. This palette is 100% free of talc, glitter, mineral white oil, and BHT, and it's vegan. Sparkle factor is 100%. The cream formula is going to be in these 2 highlighters, which are Vorta and Gem Hadar. I hope I'm saying that right. It says to keep the palette in a cool, dry place. The shimmers in this palette are very shimmery and will require a good primer to prevent fallout and creasing if you use it on your eyes. That is very, very true. Creams have a tolerance of up to 135 degrees Fahrenheit before they begin to melt, and up to 85 degrees Fahrenheit before they begin their normal wear and tear. For example, surface bubbles. Please be aware of this before purchasing. There are high amounts of shea butter in the creams, and that may cause a natural nut odor from the product. I didn't smell a nut odor in this, just wanted to check, but that wouldn't have bothered me because I love shea butter. Now, this palette also has removable pans, just so you know. And this is a faux leather and plastic frame. All right, so here's the packaging up close. And I don't know if you can tell, but I did not take off the plastic outer packaging because you already know this is about to be Stain City. I do like the packaging that Adept is doing. I love the faux leather. Eventually I'll take the packaging off, but I love it. In the inside of the palette, you have a nice mirror. And then you do have a plastic covering over top of the shades. I also did not remove these either because you'll see, and I'll talk about it, this shade can get a bit messy. So I left the plastic packaging on for now. Now I'm gonna talk to August really fast and we are gonna get into the swatches. You feel nauseous? Okay. Did you finish your medicine? Because it's 7:12 and I have staff chorus. Y'all know I'm on the staff chorus.
No.
All right, y'all, let's get into the swatches.
Don't listen to her.
Okay. All right, y'all, let me talk y'all through these swatches. It's like, what time is it? Oh, it's 5:42 a.m. Okay, first of all, this is the brush I use to do the swatches, except for the cream highlights. It's the BK Beauty A505 brush, and it's pretty slim, so I could get into those slim pans of Founder and Dominion. Okay, now I have no ring light on because the ring light is really blowing out these shades and it's hard to see. All right, so this is Vorta, the first cream highlighter. This one is Gem Hadar. All right, these top shades are those iridescent shades in the shade Founder. So it's all 5 shades. And then these are the 5 shades in Dominion. This is what Founder looks like if you swirl all the shades together. And this is what Dominion looks like if you swirl all the shades together. So I just want to show all of the options with this palette. Now, the creams are super, super smooth. They are very sparkling. The shade Founder, and I will show you what my palette looks like in just a second after, because I've already done a look with Founder and these swatches, so it's really dug into. The lighter shades I feel like with Indie can be a little flakier and more chunky. And I can see that with these swatches. I'm not sure if you can, but those shades were harder to pick up with the brush. Once I put them on my arm, I really had to take the brush to smooth them out. So hopefully that makes sense. The Dominion shades, super smooth, very easy to pick up with the brush and put on my arm. I think these look great. And then again, these are the shades when I swirled them. So I know some content creators swirled everything together. I know some people kept them separate. So I just wanted to show you all of the swatches. And I'm gonna turn another light around. I don't know if that's helpful. Okay, that's probably not. But I'm just trying to show different angles so you can see the differences in all of the colors. So hopefully that helps. All right, so now I'm gonna show you what my palette looks like after I've swatched into it. So you see how messy Founder kind of got. There are just bigger chunky flakes, see like that? You can see with Dominion, it stayed pretty smooth. Like even when I mix it up, it's not getting everywhere. It's very smooth on the finger. And if you look at the shade now, even after swirling it, like the shades stay separated, which I think is really cool because I wasn't sure, so I was afraid to swatch it. When you push into these kind of have a putty texture, so when you push in, you can kind of get that indentation there, more so I think with Founder than Dominion. I hope all of that made sense. I hope I gave enough detail about the palette, like the information and the swatches, just because this one is really expensive. And I just want you to have like as much information as possible about the formula because this palette might not work for everybody. August is listening to me like I keep messing up. So we're gonna get into 2 looks and I'll be back at the end to share with you my final thoughts. So let's get into it. Say bye. All right, you guys, so let's get into this first look. I'm actually getting ready to go to a birthday party and I just wanted to do 2 looks because I just thought that would be helpful. Let me tell you what's on my face, and I tried to keep the products pretty matte so we can see what the highlighter looks like. And at this time, my palette is pristine. I have not touched it. It is gorgeous. Okay, on my face, I am wearing my Westman Atelier foundation stick, Dior and Huda Beauty concealer, Rare Beauty powder. For bronzer, I am using the Ayana palette from Adept Cosmetics, and I'm just using this shade here. And then for blush, I am wearing the Pat McGrath Desert Glow. Just wanted something that was gonna be a really neutral base so we can really see the highlighter. And so this will be my base in both looks. I just have to remember to use this exact same base in the second look. All right, so let's get started and we'll pick out a lipstick. I'll figure that out at the end. So let's go ahead and start with the highlighter. I think we're gonna just go in order. Let's use Vorta, which is this one. I was so excited to find out these were creams. So I'm just gonna take my finger. Ooh, so smooth. Oh, yes, okay. Now I think I'm gonna really like these. So I'm just going to tap this. I love like the fire in this. This is nice, like really, really nice. Ooh, Marky's calling. Hey, buddy.
Where are we going today?
We're going to Lifetime Fitness Gym.
Not my school?
Oh, no, it's not at your school. It's at a gym.
A pool? No.
No, it's not a pool. It's just a birthday party, but not a pool party.
It's basketball?
Huh?
It's basketball?
I think so. I don't know. We're going to find out when we get there, okay?
Okay, so not going?
August is going to go. You know what? Well, do you want to stay behind?
No.
Okay.
Mom, I got the back home.
He does have a little bit of a cough, but we're not going to obsess, okay?
Be okay.
You're going to be just fine. I'll see you at 1:15, okay? I love you. Bye-bye. Mark is off the chain. So August has a bit of a cough. So we're about to go to this party and he doesn't want August to go to the party. I'm like, you know, that's not a realistic situation. All right, this is nice. And see, this is what I was talking about. So, you know, I was very weary, and I'm sure I'll mention this, about grabbing this palette because I was saying I don't really use a lot of those like glittery highlighters anymore. I just haven't been into it. But I like this because there is no glitter. It's galactic, but it doesn't look unnatural. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I mean, it's not a natural highlight. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But it's not like, to me, this is not out there. It's not like, ooh, like you're gonna see this from afar. But like from a reasonable distance, it's like, ooh, she has that glow. And what color is it? Like right here, I see kind of a golden right here. But then you also kind of see those pink and fiery tones. So see, I like this. It's like soft galactic. Soft galactic glam. That's what we've got. I am going to let you know how that dries down. Now, this side, I can feel it drying. I don't see any changes with my foundation or the blush or the bronzer or, you know, the products underneath. So that is a great sign. It doesn't feel like a powder that's there, you know what I mean? But it's not super tacky. So I think if you are concerned about that, you could just do a really light dusting over top of this highlighter, or maybe the setting spray will take care of it. I do not know. All right. I like, okay. And you know, I could even use a little more actually, because this really is subtle. Like to me, yeah. Let's turn the light off and see. I'm just moving some lights around so we can just see, you know, what this looks like in real life. So to me, this is really subtle. Like it's not anything crazy. So I'm kind of thrilled with that. Because I was like, Cara, you know you do not need to buy this palette. Okay. All right, let's move on. I have the MAC Paint Primer in Soft Ochre on my eyes. And I am going to keep these separate. Wow. These are some beautiful shades. Let's play with the Founder shades today. And then for the second look, we'll do Gem Hadar and Dominion. Now I do have two Adept palettes just for matte support. And we got the Heather Austin palette, and I also have the Amunet New palette. I was just looking for something kind of chill. I wasn't sure, like, do I want to go brown or do I want to go gray? I'm thinking gray because of these shades, and I haven't swatched them, so I really don't even know. But I think we're gonna go gray. I am going to use my Sonia G Classic Crease Brush, and I'm gonna take this shade Horace from Amunet New, and that's just gonna be the transition for both eyes. I think this is gonna be a great match with these beautiful iridescent shades. So I'm just gonna tap it in and blend it over. And I really want these shimmers to steal the show, so I'm not gonna be doing a whole lot with the transition. I just feel like there needs to be something there, and I just think this is gonna be a good shade for that something. And something like this is really all that we need. And of course, you can use the shimmers without any mattes. You know, you can do whatever you want. You know, this is a great palette, and the last time I checked, and I'll have to look when I, you know, get this video up, I thought there was a bundle on the Omninet palettes. Like you could get the light one and the deep one, or you can get them by themselves and that they're on sale. This is a really nice palette. I have both the light and the deep. Dr. Ash gifted me one and Adept gifted me one. So I just happened to luck out. But whether you go light or deep, they're both really nice palettes. Yeah, see, so that's kind of all I'm looking for at this time, because I want to let these shimmers do what they need to do. All right, now that we have that eyeshadow base kind of laid down, we are going to go and play with these shimmers. I do have my Urban Decay setting spray here if I want to use that with the shimmers and use them wet. I am going to be using a Sigma lid brush. I chose this brush because it's flat. It's not completely dense. I have one like from BH Cosmetics that's flat like this, but really, really dense, not very flexible. But this one is flexible and it's slim. So it's gonna allow me to use these shades separately, which is my plan for this. I know some content creators swiped all across of it, but I kind of think that took away from it. But you know, we can use whatever we want, how we want. So that's just my plan. So let's see. Right away, I want to go into the shade that looks yellow. So let's do that. Gonna try to stay in. Now, when I'm touching these, I know these are powders. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm so excited. I haven't even swatched this. That wasn't even the right shade. But they're putty-like, because I'm pressing in and like I can see like my fingerprint. So they're not like completely powdery. And let's give this a spray. And you know, if we find out a better way to use this palette, you know, we will do that. Or you can let me know your plans on using this, on how you're gonna use this palette. If you get it, I'm just trying it out. So, you know, we'll see, we will see. In shades like these, see, I usually use my finger in shades like these, but it's tough. It's tough with this one if you want to do that. So, but you know what? This is the interesting thing that I do enjoy. I just grabbed a whole bunch, so I'm gonna put my head back. This is the interesting part of makeup, and I like this type of creativity. I think it's fun, you know? Now, am I gonna use this palette if I have to do a quick look? Chances are I probably won't. I'll probably do it when I have time. Like I'm going to a party, you know, I'm not rushing. I'm planned in advance. So this is fun. This is just a really nice, like soft yellow. And just as a check on the highlighter, it's not, like I said, it doesn't feel like a powder, but it's not sticky at all. So I like that. I mean, you can feel a tiny bit of tackiness, but it is, I feel like absorbing. And you know, we all have different skin. So, you know, this is might not be how it's gonna work for everybody. I know by talking to people that have oily skin, like some people that have oily skin don't really want to wear cream products, and understandably so. All right, let's do another shade. Let's do, oh, that red is just, I don't know if I want to do the red or the purple. Let's do the green next then. Let's do, because I want to go into the green and the blue. So let's go into the green. The green one is like the widest pan, it seems. I'm gonna spray it. I have a huge flake because it doesn't come off like super smooth. So I'm using my hand kind of as a little palette to like blend the shade out, just so I don't get that those big flakes and fallout. But I definitely think using a setting spray will be helpful. I'm kind of scraping into it so you can kind of see maybe where I've dug into it, just to kind of help get that shade up. So again, you know, we're working with these more pastel shifts, and typically speaking, I would most likely be using the lighter shades with the deeper shades, but I'm just keeping it separate for now. We can always come back and do more, but I just wanted to like give each shade, you know, a little shine. So now we have the yellow kind of faded into the green. I'm sure you see a little bit of chunks. So I'm It's nothing really serious at all though. You know, if you're worried, you can always do your base makeup last. I always do my base makeup first for the most part. I just try to be careful with the fallout. I try to whisk it away if there are any issues. All right, so that is what we have. And I actually really like this. So now we're gonna go into the blue. I kind of grabbed a big chunk of it, so I'm just gonna put it on my eye. So this is really like an artistry type situation, and if you don't like that, I don't think that this will be the palette for you. You know what I mean? It takes some practice, I think, and just some finesse. Look at that. That's nice. And what I like about this though is that it's subtle. Like, it's subtle but special. Simple yet effective. You know what I'm thinking? The Mayron, and I'll do it with my second look just because I don't know where it is, because that happens. I think the Mayron mixing medium would be better because, see, Mayron is better as far as liquefying and really changing up that texture. Like if you wanted to make an eyeshadow into a liner, I think Mayron mixing medium works better. So what I'm doing now is I actually sprayed some setting spray on to my hand and I'm just wiping it here, because like look how pretty that is. I'm just wiping it on my hand and then I'm gonna put it on my eye. So I am making a bit of a mess, but this is something I will know for the next look. But yes, so this is like pastel rainbow vibes. Again, like I said, most likely I would mix the pastel with the deeper shades, but I like this. Now we're gonna go into the inner corner. I want to go into this top shade here. Let me see if we can see. So it's that fiery red flip. All right, just going into that and spraying with the Urban Decay setting spray. And this looks really washed out, I think, in the camera, but it is very fiery red, like Red Giant from Terra Moons. Any shade that reminds me of Red Giant is a good shade, because Red Giant is one of the best, I think. All right, so hope you can see that. Why don't you say hi to everyone? Okay, for the lower lash line, I am going to take this Unearthly Cosmetics brush. It is A5. And let's go into, I was gonna go into this purple, but just because of what I have on, I'm gonna go back into Horus. Like I have on red plaid and blue and a Bone Thugs and Harmony shirt. Like the purple's just not gonna look good with the whole situation. So I'm just gonna sweep this just for a little, what do you call it, under eye contour. Don't need anything crazy, just like that. Give it a little liner effect. I like it. Okay, all right, here's the first look with Ketracel White. I'm gonna find a liner, mascara, and a lippy, and I will be back to let you know what I think about this first look. All right, you guys, here is the finished first look. Take a look at it up close. To finish it off, I'm using the Victoria Beckham liner in the shade Ash, so it's just gray. And then, you guessed it, the Maybelline Surreal Falsies mascara, and that's it. I think it looks great. For lipstick, I just wanted something simple and glossy, and this is Bronze Glow, the Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Serum from Makeup by Mario. So I've been into juicy lips lately, and I just decided to put that one on. So what do I think about this first look? I really like it. This look is very soft and subtle, but I think it's really special. As far as the highlighter, I love it. These are the types of highlighters that I've been into lately. It gives you just the perfect amount of dew. It's not something that you're gonna see like from miles away, but you still have a little bit of that duochrome element, which I think is great because I love duochromes, but I don't need to be seen from another planet, if that makes sense. So I'm very happy with this look. As far as the ease of use with the palette for this look, it's not the easiest palette to use. I think if you decide to swirl all of the shades together, it's gonna be a lot easier than if you're gonna keep them separate. So that's just something to keep in mind if you're interested. but we are going to get into a second look with the other highlighter and the deeper shades. So let's get to that now. All right, you guys, it is a dreary morning and it is Tuesday and this video is going up tonight. It's happening. First of all, look at these earrings one of my students gave me for Teacher Appreciation Week. So cute. Got on my 4th grade t-shirt, or no, it doesn't. Oh yeah, it does say 4th grade. Yes, my 4th grade t-shirt, and speaking it into existence. I'm still teaching 4th grade next year. That's what I was told. So just wanted to share that little update. All right, we are gonna get into look number 2. And today we are going to be using these 2 shades and I'm very excited. So I'm gonna start with Gem Hadar. Again, same base as the first look. The only thing that's different is my lipstick, which is Dior Lita. Dior Addict Lip Shines. You know I'm obsessed. Have that in my jean case. All right, let's try this one out. Oh, yes. Look at that. You know what? And it's funny because I just did the swatches. And the swatches, I'm looking like, oh my gosh, this looks so sparkly. But it really does not translate. I mean, there's sparkle, but on the swatches, they look kind of glittery, you know? And even though there's no glitter, but to me, this is just so smooth. Like, look at that. Oh, yeah. And again, the blush I have on is Desert Orchid from Pat McGrath, and the bronzer is from the Adept Ayana palette. So I like both highlighters. I like them both. Let's just zoom in. Now, I will say that if you have texture, I'm not sure how this will look. I'm not sure if it will accentuate it. I kind of have a feeling that it would, but I really don't know. So I can't speak on that. They are smooth, but I think things with this type of sheen tend to accentuate texture, and that's just coming from people that I watch and people that I talk to. So I'm just not sure, but I like how this looks. I'm gonna stop there with the highlighter. Let's get into the eye look. I'm gonna be real rainbow today. I'm wearing the MAC Paint Pot again in Soft Ochre. And I'm going to, I think, dip into the Heather Austin palette. I think I'm gonna go into Atlas and then Magnolia as an outer corner, maybe for an outer corner, we'll see. I think one of the things that it wasn't missing from the first look, but I like a deeper, smokier outer corner. And there were so many shades I could have done, like even this one, like this PaO2 shade, that would have looked really good, I think, with those pastels. And by the way, I did get some compliments at the birthday party. And it's not all about getting compliments, but it just lets me know like what people are seeing, because I felt like that look was soft and subtle, but you could see the differences in those individual shades. And I think people really noticed it. So taking this brush from Eggshell, it's just a fluffy blender brush, into Atlas. Just gonna set this down for a bit of a base. Oh, y'all, let me tell you something else. I woke up, well, not this morning, but the other morning I was just thinking about how I used to go to the gym a lot, like a lot. And, or a decent amount of time. I don't want to say a lot, but like at least 3 times a week. And that all stopped with COVID. Like it stopped, you know, I got my Peloton during COVID. I like the bike, but the bike like isn't my thing. The elliptical is my thing. And I do have one here that's in the basement that I've been using, but lately I haven't been using that. I've just been walking, but I felt like I was mentally like at a really great point and happier, you know, with my weight and body when I was physically going to the gym, because there's just something at times for me about other people doing the same thing that you're doing. You know what I mean? Like you can't go to the gym and BS around if you want to, but 9 times out of 10, you know, even if you don't feel like going, once you get there, or once I get there, I always like had that pep in my step because everyone's kind of doing the same thing. So I randomly got an email from Planet Fitness for like the 0 down $10 a month. And I was like, that's great. Cause I used to have like the whole black card thing where you could use like massage chairs and bring a guest. And I'm like, I never use that stuff. So I'm like, and I for damn sure waste $10 a month. So I was like, you know what? I got up at like, what was it? It was like 3 or 4 in the morning. I was like, just sign up. It's no commitment. Like, just do it. So y'all, I am back at Planet Fitness and I'm so excited to start that back up. I mean, I have goals for my body, but it's also a mental health thing because I am just not at the place where I want to be mentally. Let's just say that. I'm not saying it's bad, but there's just some things where I'm just like, no, like we got to take care of ourselves. It's funny because I was teaching a lesson to my students yesterday. This is what it looks like. I didn't even plan on getting in this conversation, but whatever. About taking care of your negative emotions and like, how are you going to do that? Because it's easier said than done. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, I can't be preaching this stuff and talking this stuff and then I'm not doing it for myself. So a lot of times with my negative emotions, I find a way to push them away. Or if I'm feeling overwhelmed about something, I'd find a way to push it away. But it's kind of a vicious cycle because it doesn't really go away. It's temporary, you know. I'm just excited about taking a step forward to making changes because I always talk about things like I need to slow down and to do this, but I can't be all talk. And sometimes I feel like I am, and I'm on that hamster wheel. So I'm feeling really good this morning. I'm really excited about getting up and filming this. And let me get to the rest of the look because I still got to go to work. So let's go into this beautiful rainbow shade. I'm not gonna be able to use them all, but we're gonna use a couple of them. I can't remember if this is the same brush I used. No, yesterday I used a Sigma brush. So this is the BK Beauty A505 brush from the Angie Hot and Flashy situation. And I know I started off with like a yellow shade last time. I am gonna go into the orange shade in Dominion. So that's the second one. And as I was saying in the swatches, these are easier to pick up and keep separated than the Founder shade. You really need a glitter primer with this, but like this really picks up. The other shade, Founder, like you can see, Founder is like a mess. It's chunky now. It's all like dented and dipped into because I had to really go in, whereas these are really smooth. Let's try it without the Mayron mixing medium and just see. Yeah, see the big difference to me in the formulation, but I noticed that with the more pastel or iridescent duochromes, even from like Cleona, Terra Moons, not all the light shades, but you know, a pretty good amount. So yes, ooh, this is pretty. I like this. It's like, I don't know, it looks orange in the pan. It's orange green. That's nice, real nice. So yeah, y'all, I'm excited. I'm really excited for what's to come. And I just feel, I don't know, you know, there's a whole thing about that I feel about just making sure I'm doing things with intention, because sometimes when I get flustered and overwhelmed, I'm just kind of floating down the stream. Like I'm just gonna float whatever way because I'm tired, you know. But you know, I feel like I have gotten some motivation back, and I'm so excited. I'm excited for myself. So let's go into the green. I'm gonna do that next. Like I just have to remember that. Like think about what I'm doing, and like, am I doing it with intention? Like I was thinking about creating like a vision board. Let me know if y'all have created a vision board before. I've never done that, but I know, you know, people do like the vision board parties. I don't need to have a party, but like just printing out some things from the computer and just putting them on like a tag board or one of them science project displays or something, and just attack it that way. Cause I'm really visual. I'm learning, at least now. Like I like making lists. I like handwriting things. I like to have a notebook. Like I don't like everything on the computer. It's just not the same for me. I might need to just have something visual for myself just to keep things focused and present. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I will let y'all know about that, how that's gonna work, how that's working. Oh my gosh, and y'all, I just thought I was gonna be laying low for May with these purchases, which I still can. I just don't know if I'm gonna choose to, because the Cleona palette, and then I saw the Adept palette coming out, the Seahorse. And you know I'm getting a Seahorse, so that's that. And Cleona as well. I mean, oh my gosh. I mean, if I had to choose, I would be getting the Seahorse palette. Look at this, y'all. Oh my gosh. The ideal thing would probably be to mix the deeper shades with the iridescent ones, but look how smooth. These are so smooth, oh my gosh. I'm gonna go into the deepest shade, the blue, purple. Oh, you know what? You know what palette would look good with this? Blends, the original Blends Bunny palette. Oh my gosh, could do so much. But yeah, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, so they're coming for me. Like, I might need to try to finesse a Mother's Day gift or something, because Adept, $140, and what's Cleona? 94 or 124? I thought I saw 124, but maybe that was Canadian. Let's hope. I don't know. But yeah, they're coming. They are coming for us. So I love this. This is a nice little mix here. And what I think I'm gonna do now is just take the eggshell brush and just kind of make sure it all looks nice. Blend it a little up over into the crease. And then I think I do want to go into like a smoke shade, because I could leave it like this, you know, and that's totally fine. But as I said last time, let me show you what it looks like from afar. See, that looks good. Like, I like that. Although students yesterday, because yesterday I didn't wear eyeshadow, they were like, the way you look, you should look like this every day. Like, 2 girls told me, they weren't even in my class. They were in another 4th grade class, and they were like, they told me beautiful people don't need to wear makeup. And I was like, y'all are just kind? Come on. Oh, we do need a inner corner, and then, you know, I'll figure out the smoke shade in a minute. This is a BH Cosmetics pencil brush. I was about to say something about BH Cosmetics. BH Cosmetics makes me sad. That's all I was gonna say. Like, come on. Oh, let me tell you. So I think that's a bit deep. I went into this, like, this shade, but I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye, but I'm gonna go on top of it with the yellow. It's just a little bit, like, too deep. Like, I want something brightening. It doesn't look bad, but let's go into the yellow on top. That's still a bit deep for me. I still got to do the same thing. All right, I'm gonna go into one of the iridescent shades. I just need something else. Let's do this, like, yellowy shade from Founder. Okay, I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. Let's just leave it. It's not bad at all, but I know it might be a little bit dark. Well, that's fine. Okay. Now let's go into the Heather Austin palette, and PaO2 is what I want to do on the outer corner. Same brush from Eggshell. Now you see that right there, and that's pretty much, I think, all I'm gonna do. I think, let's just see. I mean, I'm gonna use this for the lower lash line. Part of me feels like I should have put this on before I did the blue. There's a little purple tint at the end. I'll have to work with that blend. Okay, I just need some type of shadow, you know what I'm saying? What time is it? 6:27. I gotta get ready to get August up. Y'all, August asthma. I need to go to the doctor's yesterday. It's just this weather and the allergies, but August and Marky are probably gonna have to get allergy shots like I did. Like, I got allergy shots for 10 years. And guess what? They worked, because I don't take a thing. So, and like, I used to have, like, what do you call it? Like, my asthma was connected to my allergies. So, you know, once I got those under control, I didn't have any asthma. So I'm hoping the same thing for August. Marky used to have asthma, but he grew out of it. Okay, yes, yeah, here for that. I'm taking a What's Up Beauty R106 brush back into PaO2 for the under eye. Gonna try to keep it close to the lashes. And I have to get ready to make August some butter noodles, because that's his thing. Well, for lunch. He's eating butter noodles for lunch. Rice, butter noodles. Typical, like, can't you eat a sandwich? No, you can't eat a sandwich. It'll just be too much like right. Okay. deep under eye. I don't know if I like that, but we don't really have a choice. I'm just blending this out, trying to diffuse it because I got real carried away. But oh no, I do like it actually. Actually, yes. All right, here is look number 2, y'all, with Ketracel White. All right, I am going to go ahead and finish this off. I'll let you know what I think about this look and I'll close out this video. All right, guys, I'm back with the finished second look. And to finish off the look, I used the Victoria Beckham liner in the shade Fig on the lower lashes. And you guessed it, the Maybelline Surreal Falsies mascara. This is what we have. Okay, let's talk about this look. I love this look. I think it looks great. I don't have any complaints about it. I think it looks nice. So yeah, that's really pretty. Okay, let's go ahead and get into my final thoughts about this palette. Final thoughts. Okay, I have several. As far as the cream highlighters go, I really, really like them. And I was concerned that they were gonna be too sparkly on the face, but they have the same type of sparkle that is in the like face palettes. If you have those, it's just a different formula. So I love that. Now, let's talk about the other highlighters because I'm not using these as highlighters. These are not gonna work for me as highlighters. I did see one content creator use this as a highlighter. These are absolute notes for highlighters for me. I won't use a Founder as a highlighter just because it's too chunky and I don't feel like dealing with that. And Dominion is too dark. Like, I mean, and I'm not going through and no. These are eyeshadows for me. So I love having all of these options because it's like 10 different options in this palette, which is great. You know, if you want to just have something small, I think that is nice. With that being said, I'll pop a picture up. The first look that I did, the one when I went to the birthday party with the pastel shades, it did crease. And I know that the owner warned about that. So I can try to change my primer up, but I have hooded eyes. So by the end of the party, the look had creased, but I will say all I had to do was go like this and it went right back into place, like with no problem. And that was after several hours. So I did get the creasing, and again, having hooded eyes, that is like a high probability for me. So I will say that because regular eyeshadows don't crease as much, but these, even though they're powders, they do have like this like putty formulation, which it might be the oil. I think there's coconut oil in these. I can't remember. And I will share that. I'm sure I shared that in the beginning. But that's probably what it was. I don't necessarily have oily lids. I feel like I just have like regular skin. So having hooded eyes, I got some creasing. I patted it, I popped it back into place. It won't stop me from like really wearing the palette. Now, if it's something where I'm going to an event and taking pictures or something like that, maybe this is not going to be the palette that I'm going to wear because that might not be something that like I want to worry about, but that's how I feel. My favorite is this one here, Dominion. I love smooth shimmers, smooth dual chromes, multi-chromes, smooth shadows. Sometimes I like texture, but I like these. I like these. Oh, I'm good. You finished it? No. Oh, well, you shouldn't be talking to me if you haven't finished your medicine.
Why are you talking to me like that?
I'm just saying you should not be, if you have not finished your medicine, then you should be going to do that.
Cut out the video.
I'm not cutting out the video because it's real life. Go. Okay. So I just wanted to share that. Overall, this is an expensive palette for $68. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that's not worth it, because to each his or her own with, you know, what you want to spend your money and how much you want to spend your money on, because I have definitely made some questionable purchases, okay? But I think if you are not sure how you feel about this type of formula or these types of shades, I would not purchase this palette. I don't think that this is a palette for beginners. I think if you have not tried Adept, this is not the palette to try in the beginning. I don't think this is for everybody. And as I said, you know, there is like that creative aspect to this palette, and if you are not into that, I would not get this palette. I definitely think that if you want to use this palette in an easy way, you would just like swirl these and keep it pushing. But when you swirl them, you kind of lose all the individual colors. So even though it makes it easier, you lose some of that individuality in the different shades and some of that beauty. But I like that you can swirl them and it's not like a muddy, unappealing shade. It's a great shade because it's like green. Like this one is green and this is like a beautiful iridescent. I like that you have those options. All in all, do I regret purchasing the palette? No, I don't regret it at all because I really like Adept. And even though I may not like everything Adept comes out with, like y'all heard me talk about the Minka palette, like that's not my favorite one. I don't want to get rid of it. Like there are things about it that I really like, and I'm in the mood sometimes to be creative and work with different formulas. Sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I need Tasha. Like sometimes I need that. Like something that I could just pop on. So it just kind of depends on the mood that I'm in. So I'm glad to have this one in my collection. And I always love the creativity behind the brand. So that's how I feel about this palette. Let me know if you purchased this palette or if you were interested in. Let me know your thoughts. And that is going to be it for this one. So thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me for another one. I hope this was therapy for you. It always is for me. And until I see you again, make sure you're being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice. Stay safe. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.